Welcome, everybody. Vance Palm alongside Kyle Wiley and Kevin Wheely. This is it, everybody. Phase 2 of the Kern High School District's KernHigh.org live streaming of high school sports here in Bakersfield, California. We start the second phase of bringing this to the community and to the world, since we're on the World Wide Web, with boys basketball. We're at Ridgeview High School. The Wolfpack hosting the West High School Vikings. A perennial battle every single season. And as we look down, we see head coach Ty Hammond from West High School talking to his longtime friend and mentor, Coach Mike Martin from Ridgeview. They're having a discussion. They're talking, kind of saying, hey, remember that time we were playing here? Remember that time we were playing there? For about 3 minutes. Then they're going to get real serious. We bring in Kyle Wiley. Kyle, we've been looking at this date for a long time. I happen to be hosting a radio show today, brought you in as a guest to kind of pump this and prep this. You've done a lot of legwork for this game to get started tonight. Your thoughts on this first high school boys basketball game ever on KernHigh.org, and then the specific matchup we have tonight?
Well, when we looked at the live stream schedule, we wanted to target games that would give high viewership. And if you look around this gym, you see that it's a packed house and it's going to be a great game. And so we just started writing down and listing the teams that were going to give us the best value as far as viewership concerned. And lo and behold, West and Ridgeview, two perennial powerhouses, as you mentioned, are now going to be starting, our very first winter sports live stream broadcast. And in the Kern High School District, we're going to look to branch out to a wide variety of sports in the winter, of which is going to also include wrestling, and we'll get to that at a later time. But we're very excited on a cold, rainy day to have a basketball matchup that can potentially heat up the gym.
That's the voice of Kyle Wiley, and I know it seems almost too unbelievable to be true, but my two cohorts here have the same initials. It doesn't seem fathomable, but it is. Kyle Wiley, right to my left, he is the new coordinator for school support services, works directly under Stan Green. He is going to be the nuts and bolts of this. And now Kevin, basically, after all that he did for football, just kind of gets to kick back and work the camera. It doesn't get yelled at nearly as much by me off the air. And so what a night. We can hear the crowd starting to get going. The public address announcer, none other than Mark Heffernan. He'll be bringing it all to us. And what a great night. First game basketball-wise for KernHigh.org. We are at Ridgeview High School, the Wolfpack, welcoming in the West High School Vikings, and Ridgeview 11-2 overall, 1-0 here in league, and the West High Vikings 14-3, 1-0 in league. So both teams coming in with one win as we get into league play. I have a ton of information to unload on you as the evening unfolds. That will come in time. We're going to talk about our long-term schedule over the next 2.5 months, and we'll go into that in detail as the night unfolds. But right now, we are just so excited to be bringing you boys basketball here on KernHigh.org. At this time, everybody is rising to their feet, and it's going to be the national anthem. And as we have always done on KernHigh.org, we honor it as well. We'll be off the mics for just a moment. Here is the national anthem. What a way to kick off our first game here on KernHigh.org. It's going to be the West High Vikings at Ridgeview. And here comes the announcement of the starting five. Austin Contreras, one of the starters, announced right away. Now Dante Mason, a 6'4", 200-pound junior. How about this? Terry Phillips. He'll play the 3 spot. Adrian Daniels, the point guard. Coach Ty Hammond's really, really big on Adrian. And Isaiah Neville's number 42. He's going to play the 4 spot. And here comes the starting 5 for the home Ridgeview Wolfpack. Quentin Croney, one of the guards. How about this? Justin McCall. We'll have a lot to talk about with him. His father is here tonight, and hope to talk to Coach Greg McCall possibly a little bit later. Harold Hartridge, a 6'1" junior, will come out with the 3 spot. Look at Ziegler coming out. Lavelle Ziegler, what an addition to this squad. He'll play the 1 tonight. And rounding it out is Jordan Roberts, another big name that we'll have Kyle weigh in on a little bit more. As I've said, there's a ton of information. We are in no way lacking content of what to talk about. We just want to get this quarter started, get the basketball started, get it underway, and then we'll start breaking out with all the storytelling. Here we go.
Interesting, we talked to both coaches yesterday in a conference call, and both of them said the last 5 years have been some of the best basketball we've seen between the two teams. So it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
I concur. Here we go. Ball is up and quickly handled by the Vikings. Look at this, a beautiful tip. And Contreras, a perfectly planned opening tip, and he goes in for 2. Full court press, man-to-man put on. Now it's a trap in the backcourt, and they finally get it up. Pass down low, beautiful pass, and in and out, miss from point blank range, but put back in by McCall. So a quick swap of buckets early. To the paint, kick back out into the wing. Ball stopped, ball comes down low to Mason. Mason goes up and he gets fouled. So if this is any indication of how these 4 quarters are going to go, I'm already pumped. A quick exchange at the line now is Dante Mason, the 6'4" junior.
This is going to be fast tempo. Get the ball up as quickly as you can. A lot of full court press going on. So a lot of athleticism out there. We're excited to watch.
Mason misses on both. Great pass down low, and it's mishandled. Ends up being Wolfpack ball, but tell you what, those teammates of Jordan Roberts better get ready because that ball is coming at him. Ball down low. It's jammed in there, and it's going to be an attempt by McCall. He'll get fouled, and he'll go to the line. Coach Mike Martin, one of the highly respected coaches here in the not just the city, but the region. And his counterpart, Ty Hammond. First one goes up and in for Justin McCall, the 6'5" senior. Ridgeview off to a 4-2 lead. Looks like a little pressure for a second, then they back it off. So just the point guard's going to go at it in the backcourt. Contreras, baseline. The lefty puts it up and it goes. Austin Contreras. Full court press, man-man by the Vikings. No call, a slip is what they're going to say. Contreras has it for 3, pulls the trigger. Boom! 7-4 West. Croney goes up and lays it in for 2. Wow, what a beautiful acrobatic play by Quentin Croney. Contreras pulls a long bomb. Big battle underneath. It pops out. Who can get this one? It will be handled by Ridgeview, but a quick, fast, exciting start. Austin Contreras steals the ball, pulls it back, drops a 3 in there, so it's 7-6 West High School. Quick timeout on the floor. Coach Hammond is certainly letting know Dante Mason has possibly missed an assignment. A vociferous Ty Hammonds at the start. In this conference calls that we had yesterday, Austin Contreras awfully big on Ty Hammond's list of guys that he's elated over so far. The 5'7" senior, diminutive in size, but he's already made a really big impact here. Goes to the bucket on 1, lays up a teardrop, then he pulls back and drops a 3. 7-6 West High School.
And even Coach Mike Martin mentioned that Contreras is a shooter, and when he gets hot and gets going, West High seems to go along with that. So let's pay attention to see if he has a heat check coming up. He missed that second 3 right there. Let's see if he can get another one in, make this game a little more exciting.
Long pass down the side, and it's Roberts that has it. He goes up, and that's no contest. No contest. Ridgeview up 8-7. 6:10 remains here in this first quarter. We're at Ridgeview High School. They welcome in the West High Vikings. Contreras thought about it, pulls the trigger, backs it up. Phillips has it. He goes in, puts it up, and he gets bumped, and the foul is going to be called on Jordan Roberts. Boy, that's a nice matchup right there. Terry Phillips, 6'5" senior for the Vikings. Jordan Roberts, the 6'8" senior for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. That's going to be fun to watch. Now we have Terry Phillips at the line. In and out.
3 missed free throws by West High early on. Let's see if that comes back to get him. Like we've mentioned, last 5 years, these games have come down to the wire, and could be free throws be the difference.
Makes the second. Under 6 to go in this first quarter. Vikings have been pressing since the very opening tip. Ball handled up high. Nice fake by Croney. Beautiful pass inside. Foul. He'll go to the line, but I can tell you right now, Lavelle Ziegler is going to want to say he wants that one back. That should have gone in. He knows it.
It looks like Ridgeview's find kind of a soft spot in the West High defense. That baseline's been open on either side. Now let's see how Ridgeview can finish off the layups and make the free throws. I think this game is going to come down to free throws tonight, Vance.
Ziegler, another southpaw, drops that in. No question about it. 9-8, a 1-point lead for the home squad. 5:46 remains here in this first quarter. You're watching all of this on kernhide.org. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Kyle Wiley and Kevin Willie with me. Full court press now being put on by the Wolfpack. It's a zone full quarter. Contreras, quick little one-hander up to the side, and a nice move in there, and a nice bucket by Eric Hinton. He went right at the big fella and put it in. We're tied up at 10. Twelve-footer pulled up and dropped by Harold Hartridge. Another one-handed pass by Contreras. They throw it out to the backside. Oh, should have pulled the trigger. Decides to come in, and the big kid rolls up, drops it, picks it back up. He wants it, throws it, and it is picked off. Here comes the fast break, the first one of the day. Oh, goodness, how nice is that?
That hesitation right there could be deadly. That's a good move by Roberts right there. He's got such length, and to have that movement against a smaller defender right there was pretty impressive.
Contreras has it up high. Sorry, Sandu. Up and in. That's a lot of work there by Abneet Desi. And the West High crowd wants travel. They don't get it, but what they do get is another fast break. It's 2-on-2. It's Desi. He goes hard to the hole and has it rejected by Croney. Here comes 3-on-3. Roberts goes up, lays it off the glass. So an extremely fast-paced first quarter. 4:10 remaining in the first, and it has been a blistering pace so far. That should have been double dribble. Wasn't called, but Roberts says doesn't matter and bats it off the wall. Rohan Birch is going to come in. And Sean Gemantera coming in for the Wolfpack. Hartridge will pop out. And Crony comes out. Substitutions happening here for the Wolfpack. Baseline inbound for the Vikings. Tossed in, and it's picked off. Just like that. Here it is. Look out. Beautiful pass by Ziegler, and it's thrown down by Roberts. Foul on the play, and I'll tell you what, a lot of hoopla, a lot of noise, but Austin Contreras is unfazed. He keeps pushing the ball right back up the floor, so a perfect pass up to Roberts, and he let everybody know, hey, league has started.
Absolutely.
18-12. Ridgeview, 6-point lead. 3:51 to go here in this first quarter. Pass down to the corner of the Vikings, right to the middle of the floor, and he loses it. Here comes Robert. It's 2-on-2. Might go right back to him again. No, it is a foul. Ziegler was going up. Let's see who this foul is going to be on. Contreras got him, so the foul's on Austin Contreras. 18-12, Ridgeview with a 6-point lead, 3:42 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching all of this on kernhigh.org at the line right now. A nice, smooth, silky stroke. That's Lavelle Ziegler, and the junior technically runs the one. He's at the point guard spot. Drops them both. 20-12, biggest lead of the game. Full court zone press getting put on the trap. And here come the Vikings. A nice pass down low and well executed right there. Nice shot. Aaron Porter just puts it in. So as much pressure as the Wolfpack is putting on, and a couple of big plays and a big thunder dunk, Vikings not rattled. That might do some of it though right there. A nice move by Justin McCall. A quick move to the left. He'll go to the line. And that foul's on Eric Hinton for the Vikings. Certainly want to thank Steve Holmes, the principal at Ridgeview High School. The assistant principal of instruction is Drew Parker. The assistant principal of administration, Kendra Weiser. The dean of students, Cheryl Thompson. The athletic director, our good friend Mark Thompson. And the activity director, Carol Holland. Thank you, Ridgeview, getting us off to a great start this season. A warm welcome here in the rain.
Just want to let the audience know that dunk that Roberts had is on Twitter now. And so you'll see replays that go on there. We may not have instant replays, but we will have replays that will show up on our Twitter at KHSD Athletics.
Look at the pressure getting put on by the Wolfpack on the press. But here come the Vikings. Phillips on the fast break loses control, but the ball is out on Ridgeview, so it will be West High Viking basketball. And as we see on Twitter already, Roberts with a big monster dunk. Excellent work. Thank you, Kyle. 21-14, 3:08 to go in this first quarter. Ball on the baseline. Comes inside. Oh, a nice pass, nice give. Does he get the soft bounce? He doesn't. Rebound, Wolfpack. Long pass down the court. Will it be two? No, it is rejected. Oh, they're going to call the foul. And what a big block by Terry Phillips. Everybody on the West High Vikings side says, man, that ball was rejected. Officials say got him with the body.
One thing I can tell you about these West High teams, they are scrappy and tough, and they'll go right at you both defensively and offensively. As we've seen, this West High team, smaller guys going up against the likes of Roberts and McCall, making buckets, but makes for a great game.
Sean Gemantera puts the first free throw in. And he looked over to the West High side and gave him the old finger. Interesting. 22-14, 8-point lead for the Wolfpack. 2:58 remains here in this first quarter. Gemantera puts the second up. Perfect. Wolfpack, there's going to be a substitution to come in, and it's going to be Anthony Alcadis, and he's first off the bench always for Coach Martin. Wasn't tonight, but he says, I try to get him in as soon as possible. He says he's a big, big factor in the success of our basketball team. Dangerous pass, and it's probably going to get picked off, and it is. Here come the Wolfpack. Back Roberts on the baseline. Thought about it for a second. Crosses over. Look out. Ooh. So a nice move by Jordan Roberts down on the baseline. I think everybody inside the den here was going to say, just throw that down, big man.
And there's a reason why D1 schools are looking at him, and we talked about he's going to go to Long Beach State, probably do wonderful things there, but what a move on the baseline. We've seen 2 hesitation moves from him to demonstrate that athleticism with such length. So
Hinton in for the Vikings. 10-point lead now for the Wolfpack. They've stretched it out to 10. And now it's 11 with Roberts putting that one in. And they stay in the press. 2:46 remaining in this first quarter. It has caused some problems and some more problems. Here's another pass. Look at this. And Birch puts it up off the glass. 27-14. This full court press wreaking havoc on the Vikings right now. That's one way to break it. Get the pass to the middle. And a good pass down low, but unfortunately, Mason not ready for it. He battles there for it. Nice pass down low. Vikings doesn't seem like they're ready for these nice little dimes. Here come the Wolfpack. Down full court, and oh goodness, no call there. A missed layup. Roberts comes in and he gets fouled on the way up. So a lot of frenetic activities so far. Some pretty good passes by these Vikings down low, but their teammates just not ready for it. 27-14. And the Vikings already have 7 fouls, and Jordan Roberts at the line now, so in the bonus.
We're seeing that turnovers are hurting West High on some of those transitions. And we've also talked about free throws a few times. They've missed about 3 or 4 free throws where I don't think Ridgeview has missed one yet. And so it's the small little details that got to pay attention to in high school athletics to make sure that these kids can win. So
Hartridge and Ziegler come back in for the Wolfpack. Birch and Fair go out, get high fives from everybody. A trap in the backcourt. Will they get it out? Oh my gosh, it was deflected. He went for the save, and the Wolfpack have at least 6 turnovers now, converted maybe into points. We'll see. Yes, it is. So big time pressure by this Wolfpack press, and they are putting it to the Vikings early. 30-14, under 2 to go in this first quarter.
Really impressed with how McCall is able to use his body nice and smooth, whether it's defense, whether it's offense. It's very smooth.
Terry Phillips goes 3/4 of the court to lay it up off the glass. The 6'5" senior says, give me the ball. And let's stop the bleeding here for a little bit. 30-16. Nice pass right to the nail. Good action, good activity. No, they're going to say offensive foul. Really nice interior pass right to the nail. But they're going to call an offensive foul. Back in for the Wolfpack is Gemantera. Contreras back in for the Vikings. I think that's a smart idea. And that's going to be a reach. And they're going to call that one on Lavelle Ziegler.
When you got a tightly contested game and 5 years of history, I mean, there's going to be a little chippiness, a little fouls, ref trying to keep control of the game. But we know that when the fourth quarter comes, this is going to be a great game.
Mason has it, pulls it back out. Nice jump stop shot, but it was deflected, and the ball bounces on the baseline. It's going to be Ridgeview Wolfpack basketball. 30-16, a 14-point lead here in this first quarter. A minute left in this first quarter here on KernHigh.org. I'm Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willey at Ridgeview. Roberts trying to go to work up top. Nice pass down low. Should have been a travel. Wasn't called. Ball kicks back out to the wing.
Finding the soft spot in the middle.
Boy, that ball's getting into the interior awfully easy. And now they're going to call another offensive foul, or they call traveling. They might have called
3 seconds, something like that.
Is that what it was? A 3-second call. 37.6 seconds remains here.
it looks like both West High and Ridgeview are being intentional about finding those soft spots in the defense.
And a big block on the baseline by Alcaides. Anthony Alcaides, one of the real premier football players for Dennis Manning in this Ridgeview Wolfpack this year. And he's a big, big guy right there in the middle. And this time he gets snagged for the foul. Alcaides, big, big guy. So with 29.1 seconds left in this first quarter, at the line now is Mason. That's Dante Mason. Vikings could use all they can get right now. Nope, doesn't go. They missed the first of two. Back into the ball game for the Vikings. Daniels, he comes in for Jaron Bell. Here's the second of two. That does go. Abney Jeshi in for the Wolfpack.
Both teams already in bonus, meaning a little bit aggressiveness and good defense, and usually get out with full court press teams, a little bit more aggressive play, but we like watching it.
The official wants, I think, asking for the third. Okay, very good. Want to make sure that all the clock is set. Okay, right. 28.8 exactly is what she wanted, and she got it.
We have some technical difficulties on our live stream with the clock, and we'll be providing the clock as we kind of go throughout the night.
23 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Here's a look. It's only going to be a two if it goes, and it does. Nice two-point shot there by Jesse.
You talk about those bench points coming in, hitting a jump shot like that can really energize an entire team.
Who wants it? Another turnover possibly, and it is. Oh, the hungry Wolfpack. Does it go?
Are they counting?
They count it. So at the bucket, a really nice shot in there, and it got in by Harold Hartridge. He scooped it up and got it in. So at the end of one, 34-17, Ridgeview on top of West.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the second quarter. Well, Kyle, got one quarter underway.
Yeah, it's a big night for the Kern High School District as we're really trying to expand and get exposure for our student athletes. I want to like to thank a major sponsor of the Kern High School District, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. We'll show those commercials often. Really appreciate the work and support for local athletics. I'd like to give a shout out to our superintendent, Dr. Brian Schaefer, our assistant superintendent of instruction, Dr. Brenda Lewis, our assistant sup of human resources, Dr. Mike Zolfa. And we'll announce the other superintendents. We got a game going on right now.
Second quarter. West High School at Ridgeview. They come back out in a zone this time. Let's see how it works. Nice job. They got him trapped in the corner. He pulled a long three, and there's a foul. Foul's going to be called on Justin McCall. McCall had a good look, but Coach Hammond decided, we'll try something a little different here on our half-court zone, and that's what they did. McCall missed the three, then came up with a foul. Just underway in the second quarter. I'm Vance Palm. I have Kyle Wiley to my extreme left. To my far left, our good friend Kevin Willie. And it looks as though Quentin Crone is going to come out. Corey Jones comes in for him.
Talk about a game. We're already just barely starting the second quarter. We're already in the bonus. We're in bonus in the first quarter. So that's going to make for an aggressive game that's going to be tightly called by the officials.
Dante Mason at the line makes the first of two. And to your point earlier about free throws, when the West High Vikings get to the line, they're down 16 right now. Every single stroke has to count from that line. Mason, see if he can get the second one in here, and he does. So the West High Vikings will try to slow this thing down. Well, I say that, and they put the full court press on.
Absolutely.
Man-to-man full court press, try to create some turnovers. Ball comes to the corner. That's where they've got to be careful. The ball goes up, and it is missed. But a big rebound down low. Nice hustle down there by Jones. Kicks back out, and here's another pull. That doesn't go either, and that was Roberts that pulled that one. Here come the Vikings.
There's a method to the madness because we're looking at Ridgeview with all their athleticism and trying to full court press that is tough, but Ridgeview has got to make the shots, and it doesn't look like they've been consistently making the shots.
Will that go? It doesn't. It's off the side of the glass. That's Phillips, but he puts it back in. So Phillips uses, that's almost like a trick play. You know what? I don't have a shot. I'll throw it off the side, pick it back up, and put it in. I like it. 34-21, six straight unanswered points by the Vikings. Here come the Wolfpack. Crony, mouthpiece, partially in. Ball comes to the corner. Ziegler. Oh, a nice pass inside. That's beautiful, and they're going to count it. Jordan Roberts. When you have somebody as athletic as Jordan Roberts who runs all over the place without the ball, and I'm sure those college scouts liked what they saw when they were scouting him in the previous couple years, saying he moves without the ball, and that's what he did there. He just kept working himself around the perimeter, finally cut through the middle. They get him the ball, and he goes to the line. Jordan Roberts.
And it seems like he catches those bad balls really well, too, so he gives a lot of people chances when they pass it to him.
Great hands. Drops in the free throw, 37-21. Early big lead by the Vikings. By the Wolfpack. Contreras will bring it up. Horrible pass. Here comes Roberts. Look out. Misses the layup. Boy, he's just all over the floor. He's all over the floor. Great pass inside. Another blown layup. And Roberts comes in to clean it all up. So it right now is the Jordan Roberts show. And
well, we're getting a look at that length that he has. I mean, he sticks his arm out, and that wingspan, he's able to tip passes, and that just disrupts an entire offensive flow that we're looking at.
Coach Hammond right now is kind of at a loss. He's trying to find some guys that can come in and handle the rock. Daniels is going to come out. We're going to see Hinton go in. We're going to see Jaron Bell come in. So right now with this press that the Ridgeview Wolfpack are putting on the Vikings, I think Coach Ty Hammond right now is saying, hey, can I have somebody that gets that ball across the half-court line and secure it and get us in our offense? And that's what I'm hoping. And I think that's what he's hoping with Contreras. But the pressure from the Wolfpack. Here's a three-point shot. It gets pulled. Does not go. A rebound. Birch.
I think Coach Martin is going to allow those shots to happen. You know, since Contreras hit that first three early on, he hasn't even gotten a look yet. So I think they're going to let the rest of West High beat him from the perimeter rather than Contreras.
You're absolutely right, Kyle. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to remain the Wolfpack's ball. 5:52 remaining here in the half. 39-21. 18-point lead right now for the Wolfpack of Ridgeview. Crony kicks it off to Birch. Coach Hammond right now just sucking it in, saying, beat me with the long ball. They do not.
Offensive rebounds.
Gementera misses. Ball goes back up, and it's put in by Crony.
Largest lead of the night, up by 20. That's Ridgeview. Trying to pull away.
Contreras pretty much just forced the shot. Foul's going to be on Gementera. And with 5:22 remaining in this first half, it is all Ridgeview right now.
We have the Steph Curry effect in full effect tonight. I mean, from the Under Armour sponsoring the uniforms to the mouthpiece hanging out to the three balls getting jacked up to fast-paced games. Steph Curry has left his mark on the NBA. He's left his mark in high school athletics. It's a different game, and you talked about that today on your radio show, how different the NBA is from when we were in high school and when we were growing up.
Austin Contreras drops in 2 free throws, and timeout is called, 41-23.
To pick up where I left off, I want to thank the rest of our superintendents, our Deputy Superintendent of Business, Dr. Scott Cole, our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services and Innovative Programs, Dr. Dean McGee, and I'd like to give a shout out to the Director of School Support Services, Stan Green. He's the one that really kind of foresaw this long ago and has given a chance on Kevin Willey, Vance Palm, and Kyle Wiley to run this operation, and we're going to do the best we can to represent the Kern High School District in the right way, but more importantly, we want to bring maximum exposure to our student athletes. More than anything else, it's all about the students of the Kern High School District, and that's why we do what we do.
Thank you, Kyle. We will go over the winter season sports at halftime. We're going to talk about each game, actually. We're going to bring you out our schedule and talk about each game and what we have to offer you here the next 5 or 6 weeks. And so excited to be here. We had a great football season. Kevin and I had some interesting moments. It started off in shorts and polos, sweating, and it finished in scarves, beanies, and jackets. And even our colleague Brian Adams was putting his coat on. You know it's cold. And we are so stoked to be playing hoop now.
And a little rain up in Del Oro.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit of everything.
Here we go. Nice defense by the West High Vikings. They push the ball forward. Here's Contreras on the far side. Contreras comes up. Ball hit off the glass. Oh, man. And Coach Hammond wants goaltending. He won't get it. It was below the rim, but that ball, I thought it went in.
You know, it's the deception of those lefties that are out there. You know, I think Nick Van Exel was excellent about taking the ball to the hoop. And I know I'm bringing up Nick Van Exel, probably not the best.
I met him 2 years ago at a jam game, and we introduced him at the jam game, and everybody went crazy. Man, they love Van Exel.
Absolutely, former Laker number 9. But you see those lefties, they're deceptive when they go up there. But once again, free throws are killing them. They're missing it again. And how do you want to?
Contreras at the line, misses the first, makes the second, 41-24. 17-point lead for this Wolfpack. Roberts, the tall kid, on the floor. If you walked in and said, who's the tall kid? That's him, 6'8" senior, but lost the rock on the sidelines, and now it's Contreras that'll take it in. Coach Hammond going to urge these Vikings to just slow this thing down, take some deep breaths. Nice ball fake by Contreras. Does it go for 3? It does.
Once again, he can get hot. Both coaches know that. The big thing that's going to hurt Ridgeview if they start getting careless with the ball, as we saw with Roberts on the last possession. But they got to make these easy buckets as they break that transition defense. Which
they just did. Quentin Cronin lays one off the glass. A nice three-quarter court pass. And here come the Vikings. They come right back at him. There's Jaron Bell.
One thing about these Vikings, there is no quit. Hammonds always has them playing tough.
Crony to Roberts. Roberts in the corner, one-on-one. He likes what he sees. Pulls the trigger from downtown.
Splash. Wow.
He looked over at Coach Hammond and said, you can't stop that. I love it. Bell pulls the ball back out. 46-29 is the score. 4 minutes exactly left here in the half. Contreras pulls the trigger again.
So that's where Martin's really got to hone in on Contreras.
And that should be an offensive foul, and it is.
We have a little bit of momentum change right now.
So Quentin Crony came in hard and heavy, dished the ball off with a nice pass, but that freight train kept coming. A nice offensive foul taken by the West High Vikings. So 46-32, it's a 14-point deficit, but the momentum is certainly transferred back to the West High Vikings. 3:50 to go in this first half. Our debut basketball game on KernHigh.org. I'm Vance Palm. Got Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie with me. I haven't messed that up yet, guys. I haven't messed that up yet. I know that you're absolutely surprised. Heck, I've called a lot of games with Kevin, and he's waiting for that one. Here we go. Here comes Contreras, hard to the hole with the left hand. What's the call? Oh, they're going to call traveling.
I'm curious to see how Contreras, if he starts to get hot. He's made 2 threes in the last 2 shots.
Wow, that was surprising. I didn't see it. I know Coach Hammonds didn't see it, but they called traveling. That would have been a big bucket, too. Here come the Wolfpack, and a crazy pass. But when you can lob it up there to Roberts, nothing's crazy. 48-32, and he saves a pretty errant pass up in the air and throws it in. Here comes Contreras. He comes up, puts that in. So it's back and forth right now, baseline to baseline. But look out. Here it comes, and that should be an intentional. The dunk won't count. The dunk won't count by McCall.
Held his jersey right there.
Held his jersey. Referees were all over it. Coach Martin telling the official, hey, he grabbed his jersey. He grabbed his jersey, so Coach Martin wants to know what the process is on that. They did not call intentional. Big dunk by McCall. But it's only a bonus free throw, and he misses. Here comes Terry Phillips. He takes a look. Phillips comes up off the glass, lays it in. 48-36. 12-point lead for Ridgeview. And a really fun second quarter. Here comes Roberts. Roberts comes through. He puts it up, and it goes. Soft touch around the rim. And now Coach Mike Martin wants to call a timeout. I think he can sense what everybody can sense in here. Look, we're just trading buckets right now. I don't like the defense, and I'm going to shore this thing up. Coach Hammonds, on the other hand, is over there talking to his guys saying, hey, we just got to battle. We got to make this thing happen. Excuse me, sir. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. Good to see you. It's been a while. 2:39 remains here in this first half. 50-36. The Wolfpack had a big lead, 20 at one point. But the Vikings just kept on fighting, kept coming back, kept pushing. Austin Contreras dropped a couple of big bombs from pro NBA range and about 3 different layups. So Coach Mike Martin from the Wolfpack called a timeout. And I'm not even reading lips. I just know Mike and I know his style. And he's saying, guys, I like what we do down on the offensive side, but what? Let guys just get layups and not even contest them? So let's see what the timeout does. Coach Hammond's talking to the official, saying, I don't understand that traveling call. So both coaches really working their sideline. Two and a half to go here in this first half. Contreras looks over at Coach Hammond. Jaron Bell has it, kicks it back over. Hinton takes a look. Ooh, they almost wanted to go to the free throw line with it. They're in trouble, kicks it back out. There's an open look right there. Does that go? It does. Eric Hinton drops in a 3. It's an 11-point ball game. Bad pass, and it's taken by the Vikings. Here comes Contreras. Contreras hard to the hole, and they're going to call a reaching foul on Harold Hartridge. So the second quarter has been the Austin Contreras show for the Vikings. And I'll tell you what, when we talked to Coach Hammonds yesterday, he was really, really impressed with his senior leader at 5'7", 150 pounds. Heart of a lion. There goes the first free throw. Nothing but net. Here comes the second. In and out, but an offensive rebound. Phillips, nice pass down low. Oh, man, big foul. Didn't get it called, though. They're battling for it underneath. Who's going to get it? They fight for it, and it ends up in Ridgeview's hands. And here they come. He wants to go baseline. Contreras with a great D, and it's lost by the Wolfpack.
And it just seemed like a few minutes ago we were talking about how this game was 20, the largest lead of the night. It's already been cut in half. So that's the resolve of West High that we've seen in this West High Ridgeview type of game we've seen in the last 5 years.
You said it earlier, Kyle. There is no quit in any Ty Hammond basketball team.
But I'm telling you, every time they go to the line, it's 1 for 2, 0 for 2. They got to start making those free throws.
Bell runs the 1 for right now. He stops, pulls it back. Back over to Bell. Quick pull, and it goes. So Jaron Bell drops it in. He and Hinton, little give and go, and it's back to an 8-point lead. Roberts has the ball in the backcourt. He pushes it up. West High crowd wants an offensive push-off. They're not going to get it. Ball comes inside. Nice give and go. Beautiful offensive work there by Jim and Tara.
Ridgeview just needs to be patient.
McCall with the bucket.
Stay the course. And we can see that they make those easy when they stay the course, but when they start doing careless mistakes, they fall apart.
Phillips up hard and in, off the glass, and 1. Terry Phillips, the 6'5" senior, has decided that whoever Coach Martin puts on him, in his mind, it's going to be a mismatch based on his demeanor and based on his very full intent to get to the rack. Let's see if he can finish and make it 3. He cannot.
Another free throw missed.
But he comes back and battles for the ball. Nice pass down low, doesn't get it this time. And Jaron Bell puts his hand up there and defends it. So 52-44, 55.9 seconds left in this first half. And I think if you were here 12 minutes ago, 20-point lead, you were going, ho-hum.
This game's done, yeah.
No way. Kyle Wiley called it. They get the ball into Roberts. Roberts stops. He goes up. He thinks he's fouled. He's not. And a nice pass to Contreras. Contreras comes in, and he makes it. Here come the Vikings.
6-point ball game, 40 seconds left to go. Ridgeview slows it down a little bit.
10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock to finish the half off. 52-46. They throw it up high to Roberts. He wants to go down low with it, put it on the ground, kicks it back out to the corner. That does not go, and it is going to be saved. But it's thrown off of the basketball pole.
I mean, you talk about little Jaron Bell, number 22, getting in there, boxing out. If you watch that last bit, he confused Ridgeview and just caused the guy to throw it out of bounds, but good box out with the little guy. That's a lot of heart. A lot of resolve on this West High team.
Look out. They tried to go sideline to the corner, and Coach Hammonds is all over Terry Phillips saying, against this squad, there is no way you can pass from the hash mark to the far opposite hash mark when you got Jordan Roberts down there waiting for a dunk. Here we go. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Contreras has it up high. Will he pull the trigger? No. He comes in, lays it up, and it's in. And that's going to do it. 52-48. The Vikings come back in a huge way. And listen to this crowd over to my right. They are absolutely loving their West High Vikings. We will take a break. We have a full slate of information at halftime here. 52-48 here on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Students are learning what it takes to live, thrive, and survive in a live production environment. Students have to set up the equipment. We have to have our grips to set up our equipment. We have segment producers. We have our editors, our anchors.
It's like a family in here. We all work well together, and we can't do anything by ourselves. We need a team to do it.
Here's Ephraim with your out-of-town weather.
I'm learning how to work with other people. I've met a lot of people. I feel good. I'm proud of what I can do.
In my junior year, I joined this classroom because I wanted to learn about film. The whole process, from camera to edit, from light to sound, audio, and Watson opened more doors for me to get into where I'm at now, at Telemundo at KGT.
It's great to be able to see students grow and flourish when given a chance. That's what we want, especially in programs like this. We want to give students a chance to be successful.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM. So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back to the Kern High School District live stream. Vance is doing his Twitter feed right there, looking at those dunks from the first half of Roberts and McCall alike. That McCall one I put on there just for fun because we all like to see dunks on there. But we're up to about over 100 views, and our target goal for tonight was about 50. I really think that we are really going to branch out and go crazy with this, and we want to bring the best games. And I'm going to say this. And Vance has been given a lot of shout out and a lot of love, but Vance, your voice is the voice of Bakersfield, and you do a heck of a job representing all of Bakersfield. And I don't want your head to inflate too big.
Yeah, sure.
But you do a really good job, and we're forever grateful that you're willing to help take on this venture with us. So look forward to more games going on there and learning from the best, sir.
Thanks, buddy. Phillips, Contreras for West has 23. Jordan Roberts from Ridgeview has 23. So Roberts delivers with 23. Contreras, just as expected, delivers with 23. McCall has 9. Ziegler has 6. Then you have Phillips and Hinton have 7 each. But those were big buckets. 7 big points by Phillips out of West High. Very timely points. We have not a lot of time left here. We wanted to kind of take a break and get some things structurally sound for this second half. But certainly want to thank PAF Solar and Communications, been with us since the very beginning. Premier Lighting, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies. Certainly appreciate everybody that has jumped on board early. Now we're in the enviable position of people wanting to be a part of it, asking me in the grocery store, hey, how do we get involved in this thing? We want to back it up and be a part of it. I'll go so far as to say that over the span of the next 6 to 8 weeks, you may actually see some additions as far as our sponsors. I want to let everybody know tomorrow night, this same crew, the KW crew and myself, will be at West High School. These Vikings are going to be hosting the Falcons from Independence High School. My good buddy Stan Davis bringing in his Falcons over to West High. That is going to be tomorrow night. And then next week we have our first girls game, East at North, the Blades at the Stars. And a couple of nights later, we're going to be at Bakersfield High School, the Liberty Patriots at BHS. Bring the earplugs with you. So more on that later. We've got some things we want to get out there, but doggone it, we got a great basketball game to call. Second half, let's see what these coaches did as far as adjustments, because it was a 20-point lead in the first quarter for the Wolfpack, and now all of a sudden it's only a 4-point lead, and the Vikings have the ball to start the second half.
If I'm West High, I have all the confidence going into halftime. But if I'm also Ty Hammonds, I'm letting my players know we have to make free throws.
That's a beautiful play to start it off. They go high and bring Dante Mason out, and down low, Phillips has the seal. He's got his defender on his back. He's right underneath the rim. A beautiful interior pass. Phillips picks it up off the ground, lays it off the glass, and a foul. And look at this. With one smooth stroke here, the Vikings might be a scant 1 point behind. They don't get it to go, though. And
once again, free throws.
Wolfpack. Oh, they throw the ball away, and it might bounce off a West High School Vikings foot. What are they going to say? They're going to say it went off Jordan Roberts' foot. Actually, the Wolfpack are fortunate right there, because had it not bounced off his foot, it would have been a quick little putback. So the Vikings come out very confident here to start this third quarter. Here's the pass. Contreras pulls a long trigger. Oh, goodness. If that had gone in, these Viking fans over here would have just fallen out of the bleachers. And nice, fast-paced break by Harold Hartridge. He says, hey, we're still in Wolfpack land. What are you guys talking about?
I want to see if there's anyone on Ridgeview that's going to bring the energy. West High has had a few players that really brought some energy, and I haven't seen that same spark on the Wolfpack side in a few minutes now. So let's see if there can be a shift.
Hinton comes up short on the 10-footer, and a putback in there, a big one by Justin McCall. McCall, his 11th point, and he puts one back off the glass.
I think if McCall can really fill out, add a few more weights at the next level, he's going to be a solid player. Very controlled with his body.
Vikings seem to have gone over the press break at the half. Dangerous pass there, and it's going to be up off the glass, and that is Eric Hinton. Eric Hinton with his 9th point of the night. Look out, McCall all by himself, and that's going to go down, and it does. A breakdown on the press. Some pretty erratic dribbling out there by the Vikings. 58-52. We're just underway in the third quarter. That ball is on the ground a lot, and a foul is going to be called, and that foul is going to be on Lavelle Ziegler. And energy's high, emotions are high. When that happens, sometimes the fine-tuning of taking care of the basketball can go awry. Gemantera comes in. Ziegler comes out. A 6-point game, 58-52. Ridgeview leads. Contreras, the southpaw point guard, who's dropped in some big buckets tonight. Throws it down to the corner. There's another pass. This time McCall says, nope, I've got it. And he shows off his skills, and there's going to be a foul in the backcourt, and that'll be on Jaron Bell. So Bell Called for the foul. Ty Hammond says, hey, let him go behind the back with it. Let him go behind the back. Just be there waiting when he gets around the side.
Looking at McCall, it seems like he's changed his energy level lately, both defensively. Ill-advised pass. Contreras with the finish.
Well, Gemantera just tossed it right to Contreras as if he was his teammate. A side-out pass, and the young man that had been trying to shh the Vikings crowd tossed the ball right into the opponent's hands. And of all people, he tosses it into AC's hand. Who knows what to do with it? 58-54.
Ill-advised mistakes. You can see the frustration on Coach Martin's face. He just is a little disbelief right now of a pass like that. Once again, missed free throws.
Offensive rebound off the glass by Terry Phillips. And Phillips is having a whale of a basketball game. It's a 2-point game now. Ridgeview seems a bit disheveled and certainly not as confident as they were. Here's a 12-footer pulled up, doesn't go. The putback, oh, look at the effort by Justin McCall.
Wow.
And they were holding him as he was trying to go up. So the strong effort, he puts it in with his left hand. Well, that was a man's move right there.
Absolutely. McCall scored the last 6 points for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Seems like he's going to be the type of guy that wants to take over this game and make sure that they don't lose. A tough matchup between our number 3 in the Valley and number 8 in the Valley. They don't want to lose this game. We've got a top 10 game going on tonight. So
the young man's going to be a road runner. God bless him. My sweet alma mater, going to CSUB, averaging 22 points, 7 boards a game, and he drops that big one in.
With the combination of what CSUB did last year and going to the dance, going against Oklahoma, and local athletes like McCall going there,
absolutely,
we can make this city a real powerhouse. So hopefully we keep this momentum going well. Contreras again with that
3. Austin Contreras. Here comes a long pass down low, and oh boy. And McCall, a beautiful George Gervin-esque finger roll off the glass to answer to the big 3 by Contreras. 63-59. Look out should be, and it is going to be a possession arrow ball for the West High Vikings, but the Vikings took the ball out to start the third quarter, so I think that's incorrect. Now they should just keep it that way because it will be West High.
You see McCall right there kind of did a Randy Moss right there, and we've been watching Sunday prime time. Randy Moss says he just got mossed right there before he did that Gervin finger roll right there. So ill-advised turnover once again. Ridgeview getting a little sloppy and lazy, but once again another steal, foul getting called. A lot happening in just a few minutes. We have 4:49 left in the third quarter.
Birch will take the ball in, throws it into Roberts. Roberts is fouled on the way up, and frustrating when the ball gets thrown out under the hoop, right under the cylinder to the most talented player on the floor. Jordan Roberts now just says, okay, I'll take my 2, hopefully. Roberts, as we mentioned, heading to Long Beach. Misses the first. He averages almost 25 a game with 9 boards. 4:48 to go here in this third quarter. 4-point lead for the Wolfpack. A reminder, they were up 20 in the first quarter. Makes the second one 64-59. Full court press getting put on by the Pack. Contreras takes it deep in this near corner. Look out. He did his best to keep it in. Now here comes Robert right down the middle of the floor. He makes a nice pass in there. Ooh. And goodness gracious. Justin McCall tried to throw it down on 2 guys. It bobbled in and out and finally went in. Here come the Wolfpack again, and now it looks like West High School certainly. What's the call here? And
30-second timeout.
Wow, Coach Hammond got the timeout called. Coach Martin livid, saying, how could there be a timeout call? There did not seem to be any real true control of that basketball. But as it stands, 66-59. Ridgeview with a 7-point lead right now. Again, a reminder, everybody, that tomorrow night we'll be at West High School. So this West crowd right here is going to be up and at 'em, welcoming the Independence Falcons in. And then next week, East at North for the girls, our first ladies basketball game. And then Liberty at BHS on the 26th. Mark that on your calendar. That is going to be something else. The very next night, Ridgeview at Independence. The boys will play. And then on Saturday at 12:30, Liberty at Centennial Girls. So that's just the start. That's just the next 8 days, 9 days of what we've got going here on kernhigh.org. 4:20 remains here in this third quarter. 66-59. Mason comes in, and they're going to call double dribble, and that was a good call. He came through, hit it twice, caught it, put it back down. Good move, actually, as my buddy Terry Hallam would say. That's a great move if you get away with it. They're looking for the push-off. They want the push-off. A lot of slapping going on, a lot of contact. Here comes Contreras. He says, I got it. Boom! Crony pulls it up, trapped in the back hash back there. Crony throws it up, and it is going to be battled. Gimentera has it, and a foul is going to be called down by the far corner. So this has been a tit-for-tat, back-and-forth pressure game. And here comes Anthony Alcadis. He comes in for Rohan Birch. So Coach Martin saying, I want a big guy down there. 66-62. Ball comes in. Robert has it up top on the far hash. He throws it down to McCall. McCall wants to go baseline, steps back for three, and gets it. It's a big-time play right there. Phillips trying to go to the sidelines. Phillips comes down. Phillips comes back in. He gets fouled on the way. I'll tell you what, Terry Phillips doesn't care if there's 3 or 4 guys in his way. He's going to find a way around them, and he does. 3:23 remaining in the third. 69-62 Ridgeview. Terry Phillips now at the line for the Vikings.
Folks, I'm trying to post some of the replays we're seeing. Contreras threes, McCall's dunks, things like that too as well. So make sure you follow us on Twitter at KHSD Athletics to see some of those replays. Once again, Vance, I'm going to be a broken record over and over. How many times have I said it? When West High goes to the line, they're missing free throws, and they just miss a free throw to start right here. When you're in a 7-point ball game, every little point counts, and we see that these free throws are adding up for West High.
Hinton comes out. Nevels comes in for the Vikings. They make the second. 6-point ball game. 3:20 left here in the third quarter. The press getting put on by the Vikings, but McCall says, everybody head out. Just get out of the way. I got it. I'm going to give it to Roberts. He does. Roberts puts up a shot. Didn't look very good, but it goes. 71-63. That's a nice move right there. I like that. Adrian Daniels uses his body. Kind of just does a spinning top, but now here comes Crony. Crony gets fouled on the way up. Doesn't go. Followed by McCall. No good. Or I should say doesn't count. Foul's going to be called on Contreras.
We have definitely seen a lot of athleticism here tonight. Big plays. We got the length of Ridgeview, but I've been impressed with the guard play of Contreras as well as Hinton. They're going right at Ridgeview, unafraid, as well as Adrian Daniels, these smaller guys that are going at the length of Ridgeview, and we see makes for a tight game.
Crony makes the first, misses the second, rebounded by the Vikings, 72-65. Contreras takes it down the far side. He pulls the trigger. I don't believe it. That was a little too far outside, but look at this.
Big board.
Dante Mason, the 6'4", 200-pound junior, muscles the ball up and in. Now Roberts, trapped over here in the corner, puts the ball on the floor quite a bit. Mason tries to make a tough pass to Isaiah Nevels. Good idea, good effort, good hustle. But boy, that's a tough pass. On the run, at your ankles, you better have Michael Jordan hands for that.
We talked about this in the beginning. Last 5 years, This has been a crazy matchup. Last year, Ridgeview and West played 5 times, and every game came down to the wire. So, I mean, not only does this game mean something for records, turnover right here.
Croney throws the ball away. Contreras pulls the trigger. Rebound. Vikings. Contreras has it again. He might pull from the corner. He does. That doesn't go. Every time he pulls it up. But here comes Roberts. Roberts goes to the other side, and it is going to go. That's a foul and 1. Boy, oh boy. Jordan Roberts is as impressive as any basketball player that's run through here in a few years. Goodness. Coach Martin looking for a little bit more. He thought it was a real dangerous foul. Referees trying to say, Coach, we called the foul. We made the call. Croney comes out, and boy, he had a good stretch right there. Really nice stretch. Ziegler back in. Hartridge back in. And can Roberts make it a 3? He does misses. He misses. 74-67, 7-point lead for the Wolfpack. This roller coaster has been 20-point leads to 1-point leads. Here comes Bell. Bell running the point guard. They start down low, all 4 down on the block. Contreras looking for some space. He comes to the nail, throws it down low, beautiful pass, and it does not go in, but the big boy Mason goes in. He misses. Will it be a rebound Vikings? And it stays the Vikings. So a big rebound by Dante Mason. And I think as the season progresses, these Vikings are going to start having their hands ready at all times because these passes are coming from the hip. Contreras in trouble in the corner.
You look at Mason right there, not as lengthy as we see with Roberts and McCall, but he is battling on those offensive rebounds, and he's keeping possessions alive for the West High Vikings, very much keeping them in the game. That dirty work does not go unnoticed from a guy like you, Vance. I know you see that in there.
Bell kicks it back over here to the near side, and it gets put up, and oh goodness, that almost went in. So Adrian Daniels is a freshman, everybody, number 31. You're looking at a freshman, Adrian Daniels. He is 5'6", and speaking with Coach Hammond yesterday, he said, guys, I brought the little fella up because he is an absolute playmaker. Misses the first on the front of 2 free throws, but he has been so valuable in helping break that press in this second half because in the first quarter, the Ridgeview press was just dominating the Vikings, but bringing in someone like Daniels has stretched out that defense, and he made the second 74-68. Kevin Willie on cameras, Kyle Wiley right next to me. Look at this, the Vikings, oh goodness, what's the call?
You got a timeout over here by Ridgeview.
So Mike Martin got one back. That ball was in the air, and Coach Martin called timeout, so he got his back as well. We'll take a very quick break here. 74-69 here on kernhigh.org.
Welcome back to the Kern High School District. My name is Kyle Wiley. Just want to make sure you're following us on Twitter at KHSD Athletics. We have an exciting contest between the number 3 team in the Valley as well as the number 8 team in the Valley. And that's overall. That's just not in the divisions. These are primetime games that we're trying to feature on the Kern High School District Network. We actually have a scoring blip.
Contreras comes in, ball gets swatted out of bounds, and Croney can't believe the call. Got the technical called on him. Oh, goodness. Quentin Croney. And now we've got some really poor decision-making taking place by some of these young men. Quentin Croney went up, made the block. Ball got blocked out of bounds. The foul was called on him. He did not agree with that call. He let the officials know it. So Quentin Croney was hit with a tee. But then I believe Jaron Bell had something to say to that, and he got hit with a tee. So what could have been a monumental switch of vibrations for the Vikings got nullified by a double technical, 74-68. 1:25 remains in this third quarter. So right now, Coach Hammond taking a moment here to talk to his players and saying, hey, Austin, I need you out there to make super smart choices, and I definitely don't need technical fouls called when they had just had one called on men. All of this started with big-time full-court pressure by the Vikings, and that's what started everything. Another turnover by the Wolfpack.
And this crowd's gotten livelier, too. You got the energy, especially as the game goes on. We got league ramifications going on here. One thing I really like about Coach Martin and Coach Ham is they both talk to their players. They told their players they're better than that, and they represent a higher cause, which is West High School and Ridgeview respectively. And hopefully we can have a good, clean game, but an intense game for the rest of the game. Contreras hits the first free throw on the technical. He'll have another shot at one. 74-69, 1:25 left in the third. And Contreras, again, ice in his veins, hits that second free throw. And it looks like Ridgeview's going to have a chance to hit a few free throws because the technical was also called on West High School as well. A lot of energy in here. And just like that, you got Roberts hitting a free throw. Sinks in the second free throw.
1:25 remains in this third quarter. 76-70. And now to clean up on the foul shot, Austin Contreras drops his in. So now it's 76-71. He makes the second. It's a 4-point ball game.
I think we just saw 6 straight free throws made right there. Talk about clutch situations. Let's see if some of those free throws that were missed early on in the game come back to hurt either one of these teams. Now it's going to be a chess match. And, man, at one point we thought Ridgeview was going to pull away with this. But now it's a 4-point ball game. Both teams are in the bonus, and it is a sight to see that we're looking at this. Looks like Ridgeview is going to be taking the ball out right now. We got a sub coming in. Number 23, Terry Phillips, back in the game. Maybe provide some energy.
Here we go. Roberts, walk it up. Thought he got trapped, and that's going to be a foul. Good call. Excellent call by the official on Dante Mason. Mason was trying to capitalize on the energy. Thought he might get away with one, but he does not. He reaches in on Roberts. The West High side is looking for the push-offs. They're looking for the shoves. The Ridgeview side is looking and saying, hey, look, we're trying to get the ball up the court, and they're going after our number one guy. So both teams doing what they do. Both coaches working their case. Roberts drops the free throw in. And I'll tell you what, Dante Mason has had a fantastic third quarter for this basketball team.
They need to find someone that's going to work just as hard on the offensive boards as Mason was earlier.
Benjamin Phillips has come in. Aaron Porter has come in for him. So 6-point lead for Ridgeview, 78-72. 1:16 remains in this third quarter. Contreras bounce pass to the near side. They better get it across. Oh, goodness. He stepped over the half-court line and came back. No call. Contreras has it. Takes a good look. You know he'll pull from there. Look at this move. Look at this move. Isaiah Nevels, the 6'1 senior, went underneath the trees and then popped back up and said, I have it. Just doesn't get the bucket, but he'll get 2 here at the line. 1:01 to go here in this third quarter, 78-72. Hope you're enjoying all of this on KernHigh.org. The first one does not go.
You know, Vance, one thing I've just noticed a lack of over the years is really moving your feet on defense. And, you know, we look at a foul like that, instead of moving your feet, getting in the right thing, going up for the block because it looks pretty. But we want that dirty work defense right there to really shut it down. Once again, another missed free throw that we see by West High. They're starting to pile up into the double digits now. And going 1 for 2 doesn't really help them.
Makes the second. 5-point lead for Ridgeview. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. 78-73. They've now reverted to just having Roberts bring the ball up. McCall in the corner. He kicks it back out. Zone for West High School. McCall wants to go baseline. Can't because there's 3 Vikings down there. This time he takes a look. Kicks it back out. 15 on the shot clock. I think this is the longest either team has held onto the ball in a half-court set. Roberts pulls the trigger, and it goes. Excellent job by the Ridgeview offense. Move the ball around about 6 or 7 passes, and it finishes with a nice bucket. Contreras pulls the trigger. Oh, in and out from about 26 feet.
You know that Roberts jump shot right there, that's about a 15-footer right there. And the way it came off and it splashed in could get him going. And the last thing that we want, nice. West High wants is Roberts to get hot.
Nice bucket by Roberts off the glass down there. 82-73, and that might do it for the third quarter. He better get it up. He does not. So at the end of 3, 82-73, we will take a break here on KernHigh.org. Don't go anywhere. An amazing fourth quarter coming up right after this.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Once again, welcome back to the live stream of Kern High School District Athletics. We have a lot in store. Vance has mentioned a number of games that are going to be coming up. A couple little specialty items we want you to guys really pay attention to. February 10th, we have the Southwest Yosemite League Wrestling Finals at Frontier. We are going to venture into the world of wrestling. And then again on February 18th, the CIF Central Section Valley Championship is going to be at East Bakersfield High School. And that should be among the Central Section. If you look at wrestling, Central Section always has the top wrestlers in the state of California, so that should be a great venue for us as well. Once again, want to thank Vance Palm leading the way. His expertise and being the voice of Bakersfield has really helped this project, KHSD Athletics. Kevin Willie is the man on the camera, and he does a great job. And we have a great game right here between West and Ridgeview. Vance, back to you, bud.
Here we go. Start of the fourth quarter, 82-73. Contreras. Ball slip. Could be trouble here. Handled by Nevels. Ball comes down low, and it is put up and in. Oh, no, they're going to call traveling. They're going to call traveling. He hopped around, and they called a walk on Aaron Porter.
I want to thank all the fans that have come out tonight, made this an electric atmosphere. There's people standing all the way around. This is a good atmosphere for high school basketball and for the Kern High School District.
West drops back into the zone, and Contreras almost got it. Took a chance, and now that is a turnover. West High School again causing a turnover. Mason looking for his guard. Finally found him. Here comes Contreras down the near side. He's just going hard to the hole. He puts it up off the glass, and it does not go. A rare miss from that range from Austin Contreras. 7 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. 82-73. Ridgeview with a 9-point lead, but we've seen that can get cut in half in about 5 seconds. Roberts takes it from up top, and that is not the best-looking shot, and a quick outlet. Contreras says, nope, I'm pulling up right here. Oh, doesn't go, so a la Steph Curry, doesn't stop. Does stop, pulls up, and if I'm Coach Hammond at this point, I'm thinking maybe go ahead, go to the rack, and maybe get a foul on Roberts, pump fake, get him in the air, but that's his game. He likes to pull up. At that moment, maybe they go for the 2. Roberts on the baseline, there's 2. Battles, doesn't go in.
It looks like right now it's going to be the Roberts-McCall show. Roberts right there with the 2 points. And we've got a timeout on the floor called
84-73, 6:16 remains here. This is a full timeout. So as we take a look at this basketball game and how it developed here at Ridgeview tonight, the Wolfpack came out in this annual slugfest and really started laying some body blows and a couple of headshots, and we thought this thing was going to be over in the first quarter. 20-point lead at one point. During the second quarter, the Vikings started to battle back. They kicked in, and you had talked about it, Kyle. They stayed calm. They just kept fighting, kept battling. And then, of course, a gentleman by the name of Austin Contreras said, I got this. Let's go. They finished the half down 4. And the third quarter started out just like the second quarter ended, with the Vikings just all over it. And right now, they still have a bit of a swagger, even though they're down 9. And the Ridgeview Wolfpack have to be thinking, man, we let a lot get away there. And we know what we're in for here. So 6:16 remaining here in this fourth quarter, 84-73 Wolfpack.
You know, if you look at it, Austin Contreras has missed his last 4 shots. I'm just curious if he's that type of streaky shooter that all of a sudden is going to save the best for the last few minutes that go on there. McCall has also gone quiet towards the end of the third quarter. I want to see if he kind of picks it up in the fourth quarter a little bit to supplement and help Roberts out.
Contreras with a great dish down low to Dante Mason, and that's what I'm looking for right now from Austin Contreras. The threes may come later, but right now, those twos certainly make some noise just as well. Great defense here by the Vikings with the tough pressure. And Croney now pulls it back out. Quentin Croney's had his name called a few times tonight. Ball comes out to Roberts. Roberts pulls the trigger. He pulls for a 3. Goodness, 84-75 with 5:40 to go. And Coach Hammond's correctly saying, let's go. Let's move this ball up. They get the ball to Contreras. This is where they want it. Man-to-man defense by the Wolfpack. Contreras pulls the trigger. Looks good. Is good. He's amazing. 84-78. Back to a 6-point lead for the Wolfpack. Hartridge has some space, but decides to go down low to McCall. McCall comes up, puts it in, and it goes. A big, big, strong, tough bucket by Justin McCall. So, as you said, the McCall-Roberts show right now. Not to take away anything else from these Ridgeview players, but they are going to their 2 money guys right now. And on the line, Justin McCall, a future Roadrunner. He'll be playing his basketball about 4 miles away next year, and it's going to be fun. At the line, every free throw a big one now. He misses, but it's an offensive rebound. Batted away. It was put up by Hartridge. He gets slapped away. Contreras thought about pulling the trigger, and now he's just heaving and hoeing him, and that's not good. Here come the pack. Roberts looks like he might throw down. Nope, goes off the glass. Thought it was a foul, didn't get it. 88-78.
What? Talk about the options right there. You got McCall on one side, Roberts on the other side. Who are you going to throw it to right there?
Phillips in trouble. Look out. The Vikings break the press. Phillips now throws to Contreras in the corner. Contreras comes in. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to remain West High Vikings ball. I love Austin Contreras, and he has kept these Vikings in this basketball game. No question about it. He's their leader. He's their scorer. But there are certain times when you've just got to kick it back.
Absolutely.
Go find it somewhere else. Got to get that ball in, and they do to Daniels. Daniels, another sharp play. Look at the freshman. Look at the freshman. Wow. 88-80. 4:20 left here in this fourth quarter. What a great start to our Kern High School District basketball season. Couldn't ask for more. Here comes what I thought was going to be McCall. I thought McCall was going to go right to the rim on that one. Pulls it back out, gives it to Roberts. Coach Martin says pull it out. 4 minutes to go. We're up 8. 14 on the shot clock. Roberts to McCall. McCall, great defense down low, and he puts it up. Doesn't happen. Big rebound by the Vikings. Here comes Contreras. It's going to be 2-on-3. Now it's 2-on-3 again, and now it's 2-on-3 again. Wow. He decides not to pass, and Coach Hammonds calls a timeout right there.
Wow.
88-82. A timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break. 3:51 remains in this crazy fourth quarter. Back right after this.
Once again, welcome back to the Kern High School District broadcast, live stream, West High Vikings and the Ridgeview Wolfpack. This has turned out to be a heck of a game, and an atmosphere is great. Start one, we have buzz around, what we're doing here at the Kern High School District. I just want to appreciate all those that down at the district office that are really providing to give maximum student exposure. So a lot of great things that are happening. We're excited about this. We have 3 minutes and 51 seconds left, 6-point ball game, and we want to see the chess match now comes out with Ty Hammond as well as Mike Martin. Let's see what team can do, put the pieces in the right direction so that the team can come out victorious. Once again, follow us on Twitter at KHSD Athletics.
Here we go, 3:51. That's Kyle Wiley. Kevin Willie on camera. Look at this. Trouble for the Wolfpack. Look at the hustle by the Vikings, and it's going to be a timeout called by Mason.
Wow.
And right now the West High Vikings doing what they have to do to stay in this thing, and they are hustling. They're getting on the floor, and I don't know how many more timeouts Coach Hammonds has, and he's over there talking with his coaching staff about how many more he has. Smart play by Dante Mason, but it all starts with Austin Contreras down there. And this has been a whale of a start to our Kern High School basketball season so far. A phenomenal start, 88-82. 3:40 remaining here in this fourth quarter. And this has been a doozy. Good buddy Trevor Horn from the Californian just ran up here next to us. Nice little start to our season. Trevor's been knee-deep in it since December when that big game started at Bakersfield High School, and it was reported that, hey, this could be a late February, early March game, and they were playing it in early December, set the tone for what we're seeing tonight here, mid-January. The Vikings take the ball in, and it ends up in the hands of Daniels. This is a freshman, everybody. He kicks it over to Contreras. Contreras being guarded out there by McGill. Contreras pulls it, doesn't go, but an offensive rebound, and they've had a lot of those tonight as well. Daniels pulls it back, takes a look. 3:25 to go here in this. Oh, goodness. It's a turnover, but the Vikings at least keep it from being a fast break dunk because the steal was made by Ziegler, but over on the far side over there, who was trailing for a big Thunder dunk. Jordan Roberts thought he might get one. So good hustle by Phillips to keep that thing from being a breakaway dunk and having this crowd go bonkers. McCall on the baseline. He wants to go, but he throws it down to the sidelines, and that's going to be a tough shot. Doesn't happen. A battle for the basketball ends up in Roberts' hands. He wants to go up, puts it up, and it does not go. They call it traveling.
Wow.
He moved his feet. 3:11 to go. 6-point lead for the Wolfpack. Is it a firm press or a soft one? It's going to be
kind of a soft press. Dropping
Contreras, go to the hole if he wants to. Puts it up in Phillips' hands.
Ooh.
He blows a tough layup but gets it back. He blows the second one, and he misses the third one. You got to be kidding me. 3 shots from point-blank range, and Coach Hammonds doesn't know what to do but smile. Oh, and a big block on Roberts. Dante Mason, and here comes Phillips. Phillips, he misses another one. Oh, and how unfortunate. Here comes Roberts. He wants to put something down, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Jordan Roberts. So you got to feel for the young kid, Terry Phillips. Well, he's young to me, but he's a senior, and he's had 3 or 4 one-foot shots to get him in.
He had 3 on that one possession. It comes back to him. Has another one on the fourth one.
Well, the upside is that he was able to get 3 down there, which means he keeps working for his own rebound. Then he gets a breakaway here, and it's tough to go straight at the hole and try to lay that in, and it bounced off the back of the rim. But Terry Phillips is now hungry to put that ball in the hole. 88-82. What a basketball game. 2:38.
You look at that West High team down there not giving up. I mean, Ridgeview needs to match that intensity to look at there to stay in this game and make sure this game is won.
Now Phillips comes in. He can't get that one to go either. Phillips kicks it back out. Here's a 3. Does that go? It does not. And it's going to be a battle for the basketball. Ends up in Roberts' hands. He throws it cross court to Quentin Croney. Croney to McCall. McCall puts it up, and he'll be fouled. And he'll go shoot too. So the Vikings have had their opportunities underneath the hole. That foul is going to be called on Eric Hinton. A body foul, and McCall will go to the line. His father, Greg McCall, is here in the second row, the head coach for the CSUB Lady Roadrunners. Greg and I go back a long, long ways. He's as fine a man as you'll ever know. Unbelievable basketball talent when he was playing. Could dunk it from 8 feet out, could shoot from 30 feet out, and his business as a basketball coach is skyrocketing right now. So Greg watching his son, number 2, Justin McCall's already signed with the Roadrunners. He'll play where his dad played. And with 88-82 on the scoreboard right now and 2:19 left, Coach Hammond's having to make some substitutions. Eric Hinton with his 5th foul. What a fine basketball game he's had tonight. Every one of these Vikings have done what they've had to do to stay in this fight. And tomorrow night on this live streaming station, we'll have them hosting the Independence Falcons. First one in for McCall. Makes it an 89-82 game.
Another thing, if you want to catch this game and all of our live stream games, they will be archived at kernhigh.org. And if you go to live stream, in a little yellow menu item you could see all of our games on there. So if you want to see these McCall, Roberts dunks, these Austin Contreras threes, you can go to kernhigh.org and find those games.
Here we go, 90-82. Contreras trying to get free to pull the trigger. Mason comes in. Mason goes hard to the hole. No foul called. He thought he might get it. Does not. Here comes Roberts on a pass from McCall. Roberts, beautiful play. That's big-time basketball right there.
You know, we've looked at this right here.
Oh, and a giveaway, and it's going to get put back in. And look at that. Lavelle Ziegler there to scoop that up. Vikings cannot quit. They cannot quit. There's Contreras. He's got a wide-open 3. Does he get it? He does. 94-85, a 9-point lead for the Wolfpack. The Vikings are going to have to do something. They've got to force something, whether it's a foul, which just happened, or a steal.
If we've looked at the last few minutes, though, what's really hurt West High is they've missed about 6 or 7 layups. If they make half of those, they can close this gap a little bit, but those layups are adding up. You got to finish underneath the paint. Contreras comes back with a big 3, and it seems like Ridgeview has been making their free throws and been finishing at the bucket and finishing in the paint. So got to make little small things, stay focused.
McCall makes the first, and here comes Adrian Daniels back in the game. He'll check in. McCall can make it an 11-point game here with 1:34 to go. And he does. Contreras comes in, floats it in there. What a player. What a player. He gets it to go, but look out. Uh-oh. A thunder dunk by Justin McCall. And a quick timeout by Mike Martin, and even his pops smiling at that. I look down and see some of the Kern County basketball royalty sitting down here. And I know what they're saying. They're saying, hey, Greg, you never had those kind of hops. Your boy's got big ones. They're having a good time with Greg McCall down there because his son just got up and thunder dunked it. 98-87. I'm laughing with them, not at anybody. West High squad. Coach Hammond's right now, and he's talking to him. I can read his demeanor. He's not mad. He's not angry. He's just saying, hey, look, this is where they're at. This is where we're at. And we've missed a lot of easy buckets down there, missed a lot of free throws, which Kyle talked about. And early on, boy, we gave up a lot of buckets when they were pressing us, but we're right in the thick of this thing. And, with 118, it's an 11-point game. Some good things will have to happen. Some fortuitous things would have to happen for them right now in the next minute and 18 for them to pull this out. But either way, a tough Independence Falcon team comes into their gym tomorrow night, and we'll have it right here on kernhigh.org.
That thunder dunk that you just saw by McCall is on KHSD Athletics if you want to see that. And it shows that thunder coming down.
Boom, boom, boom.
How ironic that it's raining outside and the rain was just brought by McCall with that thunder dunk. So
here comes Contreras. And
right
Jordan Roberts was waiting for him. He's like, you know what? That guy's not going to go coast to coast without me greeting him in the key. But Contreras uses his body so well, is able to draw the foul. He just doesn't go up loose. He goes up tight. He brought Roberts in and made Roberts commit the foul, so Contreras will go to the line. And now Edward Sarton will go in. The sophomore is going to get a few minutes here. Coach Hammond puts him in. And Jaron Bell comes out and gets some high fives.
The Dusty Baker high five.
Dusty Baker. I was playing soccer with my boys this afternoon, and one of them scored a goal, and he went up and got my hand. He goes, Dusty Baker. I said, you got it.
Absolutely.
You got it. Kyle referring to the fun time we had the other night with the great Dusty Baker, the inventor of the high five. Austin Contreras misses the first of two.
Once again, free throws forever plaguing West High. They've probably missed about 15 to 20 free throws.
At least. And it's a 10-point ball game here. What will Coach Hammond do? Will he let it go? Here comes McCall. He pulls up, stops, and it's a turnover. I think they're still battling for it. Roberts has it up high, so with a minute to go, I think Coach Hammond looks at it and says, "'Tis what it is right now." 14 on the shot clock, and then they finally do foul him, and it almost goes in. So Roberts almost had that go in. 49.3 left here in the fourth quarter. And certainly we want to thank the Kern Schools Federal Credit Union Group for all that they've done since we decided to do this last year with football. They jumped on early. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, thank you. PAV Solar and Communication, another early entrant into our support package. Premier Lighting, thank you so much for everything you've done to be a part of this. Tony's Pizza. The Tony's Pizza player of the game will be decided after the buzzer goes off. Kyle and I will discuss it. Kevin Willie will also, as always, weigh in. We get his 33%. Kyle's got 33, and I've got 34, so it's going to be a tough call tonight. Raymond's Trophies, thank you. There's the first miss for Roberts on the free throw line. So
once again, I'd like to thank all of our superintendency for allowing this to take place tonight. Awesome job. This has the potential to be great for getting exposure for the athletes of the Kern High School District, and that's what we're about.
That goes down 99-88, 11-point spread now, and it's going to be the Vikings just trying to get some points on this board. And look at this, Edward Sarton, the young man, comes in, and it is put up and in by Terry Phillips. Phillips has had a great basketball game. I'm really looking forward. And here's a foul called on the far back hash.
Looks like it's going to be double bonus.
A reminder that, yes, we will be at West High tomorrow night for the Independence game. But the next week, how exciting is this? January 23rd, East at North, girls basketball. And then Liberty at BHS. And then the next night on the 27th, this Ridgeview team at Independence. And then the next afternoon on a Saturday, Liberty at Centennial Girls.
Next week's going to be a busy week, and it's going to be a fun week. Local hoops. It's going to be a great week.
So the Wolfpack gets into triple digits. They go to the hole. They put it up and in, and there's a bucket right there by Dante Mason, 101-92. Uh-oh, look out. McCall wants another one. He thinks Contreras almost picked his pocket, and he got a stinger. He tried to pick Justin McCall's pocket, and I think they knocked knees or knocked hips or something. And, I think he knocked knees. And this kid is about as tough as it gets, Austin Contreras. He doesn't want to come out. The trainer for Ridgeview comes over to just take a look at him. But I believe when he tried to pick the pocket of Justin McCall, they knocked knees. (101-92). McCall at the line. There you go. Makes the first of two. And he misses that one. So there's guys on the court down here. There's players and coaches down on the court, and we've got to stop the game here for a second because there was discussions and the West High School team, and I think what happened is Austin Contreras, he is dinged up pretty bad, and he basically walked off the court, just basically said, I'm out. And if you've ever knocked knees with somebody at a full breakneck speed, you know the pain that he's going through. So on top of all that, very emotion-filled night for him. He just exploded on this court tonight and had a big-time basketball game. And we've got a timeout called by Mike Martin. I think even Coach Martin wants to get some semblance of organization out there and order on the court. So 102-92, a 10-point lead for the Wolfpack, and this has lived up to all of the expectations and hype that we put out there for our friends and family members that knew we were doing this tonight. You got to remember, everybody, we have had zero advertising, none. It's been social networking. It's been myself, Stan, Kevin, Willie, and we brought Kyle on, and now he's doing all of what he's doing to get this out there. For 4 months, it was basically us on Facebook saying, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's become the thing to be involved with now, and we're so happy that we're a part of it. And so now with 102-92 on the scoreboard and 16.9 left in the fourth quarter, let's see what can happen here. Maybe we'll get a Viking here to put something up. Jordan Roberts still playing defense. And here comes Phillips. Phillips wants a piece of it. It's up and it's in. Benjamin Phillips, the junior.
Not quitting. Not quitting. Love it. 10 seconds left. Still trying to go right at it.
He goes hard on the baseline, up off the glass, puts it in.
All I know is that this next game, next time they play each other, is going to be at West High. That's a small gym. It's an intimate gym. It's going to be a very, very tough game. Unfortunately, we won't be live streaming that one, but we have really enjoyed this battle between a number 8 seed and a number 3 seed in Valley.
Phillips makes it. Here's a long pass, and they're still looking for some dunks. Roberts puts it up off the glass, doesn't go. And it's rebounded by the Vikings, and Phillips doesn't have a lot of time. And he puts it up and gets it to go, and it's made. So the final tonight, 102-97, a win for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And it is exactly what we had hoped for. And here's the coaching staff shaking hands, all the players shaking hands. What a nice game that is. And Austin Contreras is being tended to down there. And he had a real tough knee knocker at the end of the game. But a superb basketball game. And we see Coach Hammonds, Coach Martin giving each other a little love and said, nice game. You got it, buddy. Good times had by all. So Ridgeview will go to 2-0 in league. West goes to 1-1 in league, but these Vikings tomorrow night.
Another big game. Stan Davis is going to have Independence ready to go.
And I just saw something fantastic. I just witnessed something fantastic. Coach Hammond went over and got his player, Dante Mason, said, come here, I want you to come here and talk to Coach Martin for the Wolfpack. And Coach Martin and Dante Mason just said, hey, it's all good. Everything's good. It got heated there for a little while, and what a class move by Coach Hammond to make sure that everything was good here.
Absolutely.
And tomorrow night, West hosting Independence. Before we go, our first Tony's Pizza. What do you got?
Before we want to do that, I want to thank Steve Holmes and the whole Ridgeview administration for having us here. It's a huge undertaking. Athletic Director Mark Thompson willingly did this, helped us get set up, provided everything we needed. So I just want to thank Ridgeview for their class and their dignity for allowing us to be here and really promote Kern High School District athletics. I want to get that in there because they've been gracious hosts since we've been here.
Very good. The first Tony's Pizza of 2017 player of the game, 33% for Kyle, 33% for Kevin, and we'll switch it up. Football, I always gave that extra 1% to my co-host, but for hoops, I'm taking that 1%.
Absolutely.
So KW1, what do you think? You're going to say McCall. You're going with Justin McCall, the 6'5" senior headed to Cal State Bakersfield. KW2, what do you think?
Man, I mean, you're doing a coin toss between McCall and Roberts. I mean, Roberts did some smooth things, but McCall's a difference maker, and he's able to control his body. And in high school athletics, sometimes a dunk just changes everything, and he did that, changed the complexion. That thunder dunk, as you called it, at the very end of the game, to me was the difference. So I'm going with McCall as well. It's a K-Dub thing. We're probably going to choose the same person every time to rule you out, just to let you know.
I will go with Jordan Roberts and
Absolutely.
the Tony's Pizza play, and I'll tell you why very quickly. I just feel that when things were getting pretty helter-skelter out there for a while and things were getting pretty loose and Ridgeview was letting it kind of slip away, Coach Martin said, all right, Jordan, you bring the ball up. You run the point. You take it out there in your 6'8" frame and make sure nobody bothers us and get it started. In saying all of that, as you say, the perfect proverbial coin toss for either one of them, and Justin McCall deservedly our first Tony's Pizza player of the game. And Kyle will facilitate getting that shirt over to the Ridgeview Athletics Department.
Absolutely.
So on behalf of Kevin Willie, Kyle Wiley, I'm Vance Palm. We will see you in less than 24 hours at West High School, where the Vikings will bring in Independence Falcons on behalf of all of us at the Kern High School District. Have a great night. See you tomorrow night.